Hello, bookish friends. It's time to already film my first TBR video for 2025. I have some books I want to read. Let's see, I'm doing a buddy read with Chautona Havig of Thoroughfare by Christopher Morley. This is kind of special because she's the one who introduced me to Christopher Morley, the author. A couple years ago, one of the first books of hers I read was Twice Told Tales, and it references The Haunted Bookshop, has lots of quotes from that one in it, and then Heart of Knoll also references Parnassus on Wheels. So I'm excited to actually find out what this one is about. And then for Chantel Reads All Day's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge, I'm definitely doing that because my book club uses the prompts. We don't actually pick a book to talk about. We have a prompt and then we each read our own book and come and talk about it, whether it's good or bad, and then we obviously talk about the other books that we've been reading recently, and it's a great time. Nobody feels the pressure to have to read this particular book and then even like either get a hold of it or if they aren't liking it, and then if you don't like the book you read, it's your own fault, and so you don't have to be like, oh, this book is terrible, you did a bad job picking one. And it's a good way to get reading recommendations. And we've been going for 8 years. I think this is 8 years. But anyway, for January, the prompt is beauty, and I'm going to read The Light Between Worlds. It is a beautiful cover, and I talked about this one a couple of times. 6 years ago, Evelyn and Philippa Hapwell cowered from airstrikes in a London bomb shelter, but that night took a turn when the sisters were swept away to a strange and beautiful kingdom called the Woodlands, where they lived for years in a forest straight out of myth and legend. When they finally returned to London, no time had passed and nothing had changed, nothing except themselves. And I think one sister wants to just move on with her life and the other one wants to go back. And speaking of Chantel, she's also doing a Year of Maud, and for January, the book is Anne of Green Gables. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to participate in the full Year of Maud, but I do have a copy of Anne of Green Gables, and if I get to it, great. If not, it's okay, because it would be a reread. I also just don't want to put that pressure on myself, but mine has cute illustrations. My husband picked that copy up for me. And then the Buzzwordathon, you can either use the buzzword for the title or you can use a word to inspire the cover. And for January, it's pattern. And I could do Love Among the Chickens by P.G. Wodehouse. I'm wanting to read more of his. I started the Jeeves and Wooster series and then I didn't read any Wodehouse at all this year, and I want to change that for next year. So I could do that one. I found one cover that has like a bunch of chickens on it. It's really cool. Or I recently picked up the first 3 books in this Patchwork Mystery series, and the cover has like this quilting pattern on it. So that would work. I am actually going to do my TBR game, and this is a lot of books to read already, so if I can work 1 or 2 of these in with the cards, then I'll draw up to 4, and if I can get a nonfiction, I'll draw up to 5. So I'm going to do 5-star prediction. I'm gonna use that one for The Light Between Worlds. If I remember correctly, Chantel gave this 5 stars, and we have similar reading tastes. So, drop the cards. Alright, do another 5 off the top. We'll go with a newer one. Random letter is the title's first letter. I'm allowed to take off A or the if I want to. I will do that on my computer as the last one. Oh, buy a book from my wish list and read it within 30 days of when I get it, because I do order off of used book sites a lot and it can take a week or 2 to get here. I'm actually going to buy Healer by Linda Windsor. This is actually Charlene at Coffee and a Books. She's starting an online book club, and that is the book for January. So I'll do that. Okay. Let's see, that's 3, and I've worked 1 on, so I'll do another one. Oh, nonfiction. Okay. My friend gave me this book recently, and she said it was really good for her, so I'm going to read this one next. Are you looking for a guaranteed formula for raising good kids? The goal of parenting is profoundly more than exercising your authority to get your children to obey, be polite, and achieve cultural success. It's understandable to want such a blueprint, but when you view your role through the lens of Scripture, you will discover that the gospel has a bigger and better goal. Parenting 14 gospel principles that can radically change your family. Okay, I'll give it a try, so then I can do at least 1 more. So that's 4. Polka dots. Set in a place we want to visit. Oh, okay. I know Murders and Metaphors is set in the Niagara Falls region, and this one is set in January. January means ice wine season in the Niagara Falls region, and Charming Books owners Violet and Grandma Daisy Waverly have decided to host celebrity sommelier Belinda Perkins's book signing during the annual Midnight Grape Harvest Festival. Little do either Waverly women know, the Ice Wine Festival will turn colder still when Violet finds Belinda in the middle of the frozen vineyard with a grape harvest knife protruding from her chest. This will actually be a reread. So, since I didn't get another one of the books I want to read on my actual TBR, I'm going to stop there. Well, I'll do this in a little bit. But I do have, I was inspired by my friend Chautona and her reading journal, and I've set up a year-long bookish bingo for me to try to do. And so I'll go through my prompts really quick, and I will probably link this down in the description, and if you want to follow along you can, or you can make your own. Mine's really simple. I just went into Google Docs and did a 5x6 table and did it that way. So I have a buddy read, which I should get done in January because I should read Thoroughfare with Chautona. Finish The Life-Giving Home. Oh, I forgot to get that one. I'm reading a chapter a month out of that, and I started it believe in October, so I should finish it September, October time. I want to read 10 owned books and 10 of my Kindle books that I own, because I've been getting a bunch of free ones or cheap ones, and then I'm just not reading them, and I need to read some of my own. I do several readathons in a year, like I participate in them, and I want to have at least one where I black out my card. I want to finish 3 series. I want to try a new to me author. I want to read 3 books on favorite authors' backlists. They'll probably be Chautona's, but so anything published, I'm going to say before June of this year can count, because I don't know how long into next year it'll take. A book I've owned more than a year, which, if I read Anne of Green Gables next month, would count. I try to give myself a good mix of things that will take me a while to get through, that I can be working on throughout the year, and then ones that I can easily cross off. I want to do my first giveaway on YouTube this year. Don't know if it'll just be like a gift card or if it'll be a copy of a favorite book, but I'm gonna try my best to set that up. I don't know when it will be. I finished my 25 and 2025 list. I was able to finish that about Thanksgiving last year for 23 and 2023. This year it took me into December. This year I have to read at least 2 books a month off my list, which this month I do already have 2 of them on there. I said 3 Woodhouse books. They have my free space. I want to read the whole New Testament, which I did this summer with a group from my church. Read 10 library books. That shouldn't be hard, but I've been buying more books and using my library less since I started BookTube, and I don't want that to become a thing because I'm already running out of shelf space. So use the library more. I want to read a tome, which is more than 500 pages, and I already know I'm getting one for Christmas, so I'll read that. 6 nonfiction books, which should not be difficult because I think I've read close to 20 this year, so it should only take me up to 6 months to get that one. Read a book in 24 hours, so start and then finish it within 24 hours. 3 rereads, which I already have 2 on my list for January. That won't be hard. I have 3 Agatha Christie because Chantel's doing Maud instead of Christie this year. I think it'll be a bit more difficult to fit Christie books in, but I have at least 1 here on my cart, and I have others on my Goodreads TBR that I want to read. I want to start and finish a whole series this year, which this Wilder King trilogy might end up being it, but yeah, I want to work on that whole actually finishing series I've started. I want to read a short story collection, which Christy has several of them, but I also have this one that Chautona sent me when she was done with it. It's got 12 mysteries, I think by 12 different authors. Oh, and I already drew buy a book and then read it within 30 days of receiving it. So I should cross that one off really quickly too. I have a friend recommendation, which for this one, I do have Island of Ghosts on my 25 to read in 2025 list. That one, I know a friend of mine has read and recommended it to another friend in our book club, and she read it and recommended it too, so that's a double recommendation. And then I also know that one of my friends sent me a book for Christmas. I haven't opened it yet, but by the feel of the package, I'm pretty sure there's a book in there. And then a kid pick. So I'll have one of my 4 kids pick a book off my cart for me to read one of these months. Not sure which month yet. So I'm gonna pause and get my computer warmed up, and I will do a random letter generator to find what the last book for the month is. Okay, I have a random letter generator. Don't know how I can see that. Goodreads does not want to load. Well, we'll see if I can pull one off my cart. A. Okay. Do I have any on my cart? Oh, that's over here. Let's see here. I do have Agatha Christie, but that's first name, not last name. That's Rogers. McAllister, if we can count the second one. Jones. Thomas. It's a B-M. What's this one? An R. That's a P. G. E. Tolkien. Sanderson. Haug. Double B's. Okay. I need to try to get Goodreads up. Okay, I got Goodreads to load this time. And I'm looking. Helps if I go to my want to read list instead of the list of books I just read. Alright, let's see if we can find a last name that starts with A. If not, I'll do the McAllister one. Cox, Carter, Nielsen, Thompson, Schmidt, WWH, WMNSD, EKSD. Oh. I could read The Black Cauldron by Lloyd Alexander. I could even borrow it from my friend who's coming over today. Ooh. Or oh, no. Where was I? The Wintringham Mystery. Oh, no. That's first name. Anthony Berkeley. Bradley Fisher. Chapin Millington. Harrell Schultz. Woodhouse. Stevenson. St. Hoke. Van Velde. Brandeis. Sure. Be nice if one of my 25 to read in 2025 would have an A last name. Lots of B's. Never noticed that. I guess I like authors with a last name that starts with B. So lots of S's. Oh, well, here's Healer. I can at least tell you what it's about. Her mother's dying prophecy to the chieftain Tarlak O'Byrne sentenced Brenna of Gowris to 20 years of hiding, 20 years of being hunted by the O'Byrnes, who fear the prophecy, and her kinsmen, who expect her to lead them against their oppressors. But Brenna is a trained and gifted healer, not a warrior queen, so she lives alone in the wilderness with only her pet wolf for company. When she rescues a man badly wounded from an ambush, she believes he may be the answer to her deep loneliness. Healing him comes as easy as loving him, but can their love overcome years of bitterness and greed, and bring peace and renewed faith to the shattered kingdom? Okay, well, whoops, I hit Lloyd Alexander. So, The Black Cauldron is the second book in the Chronicles of Prydain, which has lots of Welsh names, but it is an author whose last name starts with A. And I did read the first book last year, and I can borrow the second book from my friend. I think I can also get it from my library, so I guess that's it. I'll hold up my stack here. Alright, it doesn't look that intimidating, although this one is almost a tome. It's like 30 pages too short. But I do have 2 other books to get, so yeah, this will be I'm starting 2025 with a big stack of books to read, so we'll see what I get read. And let me know if you have reading plans, and if you want to participate in my bookish bingo challenge or to make your own, let me know. And yeah, enjoy your Christmas. Well, it'll be after Christmas before this goes up, but I hope you enjoyed your holidays, and yeah, happy reading!